Do you embrace pain or are you running away from it? Hey, Jason here. If you've been watching the channel, you've been seeing me go around Johannesburg. And most importantly, I've been talking about success, what it is, and how to get it in the three areas of life that I focus on: happiness, health, and wealth. And so I really want to talk to you about, like, do you run away from pain or do you embrace it? Like, this is a really crucial question in your life, especially for 2023. Because if you're continually to run away from pain like most people are, and don't beat yourself up for it, is we've all been taught to avoid pain. Even our bodies are designed to keep us away from pain. It's our paradigm. This is why most of us do not change our situations at all throughout the entirety of our life. And we have to learn to start embracing pain. Pain is our friend, especially when it comes to health, because pain works on two ways. The first way is telling us that we're doing something wrong. Meaning, if we're starting to have just everyday pain, walking around, getting up, it's hard to get out of bed, doing normal human activities, that means that we're doing something wrong in our lifestyle. Our habitual lifestyle is not conducive to living a healthy life. And the thing about that is, most of us, we've been taught to make excuses for it, such as, oh, I'm getting older, or this is the situation. Like this morning when I was after I finished my workout routine, I like to watch different videos of people just working out and getting results, just to keep my mind focused on why I'm doing this. And I saw this one video where it was a man. He was like 57 or 58, and this dude was jacked, like ripped. And he talked about how he practiced just, very basic things. He go and walk every day. He makes sure he hits the gym at least 3 times a week. He's very cautious on what he eat. He makes sure he don't eat too much junk food or too much fried foods. He don't go out to eat too much. Like, he had a routine. And when I tell you this man was in such great shape, it was a shame, because he's putting 20-year-olds to shame. He's putting 30-year-olds to shame. Hell, he's even putting some teenagers out here to shame. And it all goes back to, it's our habits, what we're doing on a daily basis. And because of our habits, it controls our attitude, which is a composite of our thoughts, feelings, and actions. And this is one of the reasons why most of us are not getting the results. And so, like, I really want to explain to you, like, what does it look like when you're in a very extreme case of illness? Like, for me, I was, at that time when I was at my sickest, I had to be well over 600 plus pounds. Like, looking back at the pictures, my scale stopped at 550. However, looking back at the pictures and looking back at the type of person I was, my lifestyle, and the things that I was watching, I was well over 600 pounds. Like, there's no question about it. I probably even could have been tipping the scales at 700. Like, this is how bad it was for me. And when if you saw some of my previous videos that I've done last year, I talked about how there came a point where I did an EKG at my doctor office, and they said I had a cardiac event. I needed to go see a cardiologist right away. Done the stress test, nothing came back positive. Had a little breakdown, went through that emotional break, and then at that time, me and Cece at the time, we was like, hey, what can we do to get your heart better? And we started focusing on what can I do. And after focusing on what can I do, I started reversing my heart issues. And even the plaque in my arteries was starting to go away. Now, most people right now, they would be like, oh, Jason, tell me exactly what you did. But keep listening, because I want you to understand more than just what I did, but the consistency of what I did, even when everything around me, I did not want to continue doing it. And so, breaking up calcification in your arteries, it sounds great. It sounds amazing. It was great. It was amazing. Please trust me. And believe me, like, I wouldn't be here today if I wasn't doing those things. However, no one told me the pain that was going to cause me. No one was there to tell me, like, yo, man, it's going to be some horrible fucking nights. And when I tell you there were some horrible fucking nights, there were some horrible fucking nights. And any of the men out there watching this, they're going to relate to this, because most women, I don't know if women get kidney stones, or if it's hard to pass like it is for a man. But the closest thing that a man can ever come to giving birth is a kidney stone. This is when bitty pieces of calcium break off, and it has to go through your entire urethral system, and you have to pee that shit out. And it is the most painful thing you can ever do. If you've met any guy that had a kidney stone, he will tell you he would probably rather get shot. He'll probably rather get shot than pissing out a little piece of calcium that you can barely see with the human eye. This is how painful it is. And so when I was reversing my heart issues using nutrition, doing all my supplementation, doing all my drinking different roots and things like that, it started removing the calcium. But guess what? That shit had to go out somewhere. And when I tell you peeing out years and years of blockages that you've done to yourself, you really start reconsidering your life. You really start thinking about, this life it means something, man. And so what I was going through on a daily basis is anytime I had to pee, it felt like needles or nails, razor wire was coming through my urethra. And there was plenty of times I was peeing blood because it was just scratching. All that calcium just had to come out. And I went through that for about a good 7-8 months. Like, this is what people don't know. Like, it may have taken me 3 months to reverse all of my heart issues. However, I still had like another 3 to 4 months of getting that shit out of my body. It has to go somewhere, and you want to get it out. And that was one of those things. I couldn't just spit it up. I couldn't just, make a little incision and it come out through my blood. It had to come out through me urinating, and it was painful. And every time I was going through that pain, I was asking myself, like, is this worth it? And then I would just look at Cece and I'd be like, yes, because this is another day that I'm going to be able to be here with her. And, I'm the person that I used to joke about my health. I remember to this day vividly, I used to have this fucking shirt and I hate it. And the reason why I hate it and I hate that person that I was so much making a joke about my health. And sometimes there's even thoughts come through my mind today where it's like, if I was more serious about my health, if I approached it as a man instead of a child, making fun of it, would Cece still be here today? Because maybe there would have been a couple extra years we would have been eating healthier. That would have gave me a couple extra days with her, or kept a couple extra months or years. And so, I think about that all the time. And that's why I take health very serious. But this t-shirt, it said, beer, bacon, and babes. And anybody knows me, I'm not a big drinker. I've never really been a big drinker, except for when I was in the military, and that's just functional alcoholism at its best. But outside of that, I've never been a big drinker. I never was a real huge pork eater. I just used to let my finances dictate what type of meat I would eat in those days. And so it's like, hey, if the month a little low, you go to pork. It was just a cheaper option. And babes, people who knew me know I was married to Chantel at the time, so it was just me and her all the time. And I look back at those moments now and I'm like, I made a joke out of my health. It was a joke to me. I wasn't taking it serious. And I didn't understand what health truly meant. And I'm starting to realize most of us don't know what it means to be healthy or how to get healthy. A lot of us are crying about or praying about what we want with our health, but then when it starts to come, we become afraid because it becomes a little painful. It's a little too painful not to give up the meat that I'm eating. It's a little too painful to quit drinking sodas. It's a little too painful to give up eating cheese. Or it's a little too painful because now my body's hurting a little bit because I'm detoxing it. We have to start embracing the pain. Embrace the pain of giving up the meat and say, look, I'm giving this up for this reason. This is going to give me an extra day with the person I love. This is going to give me an extra day to just look at myself and walk around on this earth. Or embrace the pain of, hey, I'm detoxing my body. Man, once I go through this pain, my body is going to be that much better. Even now when I do detoxes, usually monthly, I do some type of detox. Even right now I'm doing I'm using colloidal silver. So the day I start a 8-day, I think it's 8 or 10 day seminar online where it's all about reverse aging and how to extend your life. And so one of the things that I've been studying over the past couple of years is about telemeters. If you're not familiar with that, it's something dealing with our DNA. And the telemeters, the length of them actually correlates to our longevity. It has been documented that as these telemeters decrease, our lifespan decrease on this earth. And so this is something that's really important to me, and it intrigues me. It's more of my curiosity. And so, like, when I do find stuff out like this, I like to look at a lot of ancient texts, a lot of ancient civilizations, because remember, if you read their things, they talk about living hundreds and thousands of years. And if you really go deep into their text and stuff, they knew this stuff well before we figured it out. We're not that advanced as we really think we are. We're actually closer to caveman than we are to advanced civilization. And a lot of us don't understand that. And so through this investigating, one of the things that I came across is they used to use colloidal silver, and they used to use a type of gold byproduct also. And so right now I've been doing for this month just colloidal silver every day, drinking it in my smoothies. I spray it on my teeth, using it for my skin because it's supposed to help heal wound recovery very fast. And so I've been testing all these different ways with it. And that's what I do. Like, when you see me do these videos, especially when I'm talking about health, plant-based stuff like that, it's not only just the stuff that I'm researching, the stuff I'm reading, or that I'm paying doctors to learn from. It's also stuff that I'm doing my own independent research on. Like, if you can see this stuff back here, I've been cooking up some more canola oil products and working with that. I've been working with making psilocybin oil products also. Like, what are the ways that I can make these things easier for my body to handle and get rid of inflammation and help the longevity of my life? Because for me, my health is very important. I have a very outrageous health goal that I want to hit, well, that I am going to hit, not that I want to hit, that I will hit. And I do these things to make sure I hit that goal. Like, I embrace the pain now. Like, even with the colloidal silver, it helped. I've been putting it on my body in different areas, and it helped one of my wounds. It started pussing out, getting out some of the toxins in it. I was bit by a poisonous spider in Las Vegas, man, when I was at the convention there. And I thought I got most of it out, but I still saw a big dark ring around where the bite was. And so the past 2 weeks putting the colloidal silver, it started bringing out a little bit more of those toxins that was just sitting there at the surface level. And guess what? It hurt. It did not feel great to have toxins coming out of your body, or you wake up in your sheets and then your the old wound is now oozing again. Like, none of this stuff is comfortable or make you feel happy. But you have to find the happiness in it by changing your perception on what you're seeing. So many times we've been told to perceive things as just a negative, And schooling teaches us this, our family teaches us this, our environment teaches us this. And so we have to start changing our perception and seeing things from a positive, especially when it comes to pain. Like, pain has positive attributes to it. Whether you're in the beginning stages and you're starting to see like, yo, I can't run like as good as I used to, my chest hurting a little. You know what? Start focusing on your diet. If you're starting to have a whole lot of back pain, stop drinking so much soda or cold drinks. If you're starting to see, as a woman, you're having an irregular menstrual cycle, start focusing on what you're putting in your body. If you go back to the text of our body is our temple, that's just exactly what this is. You want to have a clean temple. Clean your body. And if you want to clean it and after you junking it up, guess what? It's going to take a little bit of pain to get through it. And it's okay. Because that pain, just like if you have to clean your house up after getting it dirtied from a party, after it gets clean, you just take that breath of fresh air and you're just like, oh man, I feel better now. You have a little bit of peace. And that's exactly the way it works with the body also. Once you get through that pain, and I can tell you, I've been through it. Once you get to the other side of the pain, it's a lot more peaceful. And so I hope you got value from this. If you're having issues with especially hard things, stuff like that, shoot me a message. I have some smoothie recipes. I was going through my Google Drive, found a whole lot of recipes and things that I have. If you could use those, let me know and I'll just send them to you. All right, have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow.